Welcome friends to my second video on coronavirus fight in India and how we can do better in terms of in an innovative way of fighting this virus. Whoever has seen my previous video, you know that I am not a regular vlogger and I do not have any intention to create a YouTube channel. Why I'm doing these videos are the reason is to inspire others to share their innovative ideas, which our Indian government is asking everyone to participate, be it on the innovation challenge, which has been done in the www.mygov.in, or it could be in the hackathon challenge which is going on. So you can all go to the mygov.in and you will find all the all the apps through which you can participate. I will highly encourage whoever is seeing this video, go ahead and share your thoughts. India needs all these thoughts, and I'm sure great minds which we have with the 1.3 billion people, I'm sure there will be quite a bit of innovative ideas or solutions coming on. What I'm going to talk today about, I'm really encouraged to see the quick rapid test which has come up on the antibody testing which they are talking about, which is a blood test, not like you're putting the swabs into your nose and throats, taking the saliva and test it, which is a longer process which takes few weeks to get the results. But you probably all have heard about the new testing, which is like a glucose test. It's from taking the blood from it's like a blood test. Within 5 minutes you will get the results whether there is any antibody which has been formed in your body to fight this virus, and you can detect it very early stage, meaning that when there is a incubation period. What is the incubation period? Probably you know that when people are not showing any symptoms when this virus attack, it's the time when virus is actually sitting inside your body and creating his game plan to attack you. So you are already attacked, but there is no symptoms. But at that point, you are vulnerable, or rather, you have the potential to spread the virus to others. Now, having said that, how do we utilize this antibody testing, which is a rapid, quick test, reaching out to everybody in India, every corner of the country, and with that, how we can help to slowly open India in a very restricted manner. That is something which I'm going to talk about in this video. When I'm talking about this solution, keep in mind this is for opening India in a very, very restricted manner. I'm talking about restricting the travel within the states only. We were not in a position to open the border between one state to another state and forget about the international travel. We need to keep that ban for quite some time till we get to a much more stable situation at the world level, right? Just to be clear that what I'm talking about. So let's get into the solution which I'm. So what is this solution about? So let me share my screen so that you will be able to understand what I'm talking about. So I'm sharing my screen. So as I said earlier, the real game changer here is the early detection and isolation of each of the cases through rapid antibody testing. So what are the principles on which these solutions I'm talking about, right, that I thought of? There are three principles, right? The three questions which I am asking. One is that, can we identify infected people early during incubation period, even though they don't have any symptoms? That is number one. Number two, can we limit people on the road to only those who needs to be on the road? People needs to earn the right to be on the road. I cannot, it's a difficult time. Not like, what what we used to do. Whenever I want to go out, I can go out. Whatever I want to do, I can do, but there is a lot of sacrifice needed. If you want to be on the road, you need to earn that right. Anybody and everybody cannot be on the road. So that is the second principle. Third one is that, can we permit people to be on the road with a virus-free certification, meaning that the people who will be on the roads are going to be virus free. The other people who are infected, they should stay at home. So that's the three major principle on which this solutions or this solution is I'm going to talk about. Now, what are the assumptions for this is that availability of this rapid 5 minutes antibody testings, which I referred earlier, to be available for every resident of India. That means if I want to do the testing, I'll be able to do this testing. Then the second assumption is that testing to be within the reach of the people. That means it should be very easy to access, as well as the cost has to be very, very minimal or could be free of cost. And in my previous video, I talked about how do we create a public-private partnership with the businessmen, creating a disaster fund, help in preparing those test kits in and reach to the people with a free of cost, right? So these are the principles and the assumption based on which this solution is going to work. And now, how will it work? There are, six simple steps I try to lay down, right? The step number one, the local municipality councillor, ward level, or the panchayat member, wherever there is panchayat, to determine who in each household in his or her constituency needs to go out to the road due to lovely livelihood or to buy essential items. What does it mean is that not everybody in your household need to go out. Only the earning member needs to go out. So, and also not for all classes of people. If you have a work from home opportunity, if you have the paid leave which you can, access, then probably you don't need to go out. So this is for only those people who needs to go out to live their life or support their family. That is number one. So, and who is going to determine that? The local municipality ward councillor or the panchayat member, who knows every member of the every household in that constituency. Step number two, the person who is entitled to go out from the house needs to recertify himself or herself every 14 days through this rapid 5 minute testing. That means you need to have a valid certification that I am free of this virus and I am eligible to go out. Number three, the testing will be available at everyone's doorstep through a private home delivery partners like Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy. We have so much of home delivery partners who does this, right? Can we tie up with them where we and provide them the protective gear, which is PPE, personal protective gear, and they come to your house and do this testing for you. The test kits are going to be available at the local municipality panchayat level, right? Or if there is some of the rural area where those delivery ecosystems are not established, meaning Amazon doesn't work, Flipkart doesn't go, Swiggy doesn't go, then the local panchayat or municipality can do through a local contractor or vendor who can provide this service to go to the people's home, do this testing. Step number four, the test result will be available instantly through a mobile app in the central database. Now, this is, it's possible the test, there are two ways we can do this. One is that the test kit can be a connected device, which means that it is Wi-Fi enabled, it is has the GPS, it can send the data instantly. The result which has been available within 5 minutes can be uploaded into the central database. or it can be done through a mobile app which will be installed in on those people who are coming to your house to do this testing, right? And they can upload the test result immediately. Every person will have their own account, and these data will be available in those accounts. Step number 5, each person in the road needs to carry the e-certificate. It could be in your mobile with a QR code, or you can print it. If you do not have the mobile phone or the smartphone, then you can print it from your local panchayat or the municipality. Now this validity of this code is going to be only for 14 days. That means every 14 days you need to re-certify yourselves to go out from your house. Step number 6, failing to produce a valid certificate will end up the person into jail. That means the law enforcement people or the officers on the road are going to randomly check the people. If you do not have the valid certifications, then um, of course there is no excuse. There could not be like, I'm paying fine and I can get rid of this. No, you should go to jail if you're not obeying this law, right? So that's the simple steps I have put it, right? Now how it is going to work, this is the workflow. So individual who needs to go out raise a request in the app through the mobile. Now if you do not have the mobile, of course somebody, some relatives, close relatives or acquaintance will help you to do that. A local councillor or panchayat member approves that request based on the household need, that hey, this person I certify, he needs to go out to support their family. They approves it. Once that is approved, then individual who is raising the request will schedule the blood test with those delivery vendors which you talked about, right? It could be Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy, whoever it is, right? With that app, then those blood test request goes to those vendor. They come once it is scheduled. They come to your doorstep, do the testing on that date or schedule when it was scheduled. Then the test result is updated in the app. I talked about it earlier. It could be through the machine itself, it's a connected device, or it could be through the app of those vendor person who is coming to your doorstep, right? Then immediately the e-certificate is going to be available in your mobile app, that whether if the test result is negative, that means you do not have the virus. If you have the virus, then of course you will not get the valid certificate, right? um, if the person do not have, as I said earlier, do not have the smartphone, certificate can be printed through the ward councillor or panchayat. They have to arrange some volunteer printing it and sending it to the household where it's required, right? So that's the entire process. And when you go out, you show that certificate either in your mobile e-certificate or a printed copy to the law enforcement officer. Otherwise, if you fail to do that, if your certificate is expired, and you have to do it every 14 days, because once you are free, it doesn't mean that perpetually or eternally you will be free of the virus. You can get that virus easily. So you have to recertify it every 14 days. And if you are not able to produce it, of course, as I said earlier, it's jail time, right? Now there are few questions, right? Who will do the blood test at home? That I talked about, tie up with the Amazon, Flipkart and let them come and do it, right? How the test result should be updated in the central database. That's critical questions. I talked about it. It is either through the connected device or on the equipment on which you are testing, or the mobile app through which it can be uploaded, right? And third question, isn't it going to be too big to implement in the country level? Yes, it is very big. The problem itself is so big, humongous, 200, almost close to 200 nations are infected or impacted. It's not an easy task, but we can always think of doing it in a localized manner. I know the Indian government is started identifying the hotspots, which are the 10 hotspots that have been identified at this moment. Why don't we lock down those 10 hotspots and implement this idea in those hotspots, so when people go out from that hotspots, they have to carry this the valid certificate. um, that's my solutions, and I have posted this into the hackathon challenge which is going on in mygov.in, and I will encourage all of you to share your thoughts, your ideas. I'm sure together we can fight this. And thank you again for seeing this video.